What's up everybody, Ben here with the Spirit of Running, and today we're talking about the Puma MagMax Nitro. For the men, the shoe is going to weigh 10.2 ounces. For women, 8.4 ounces. It has an 8mm drop and retails for $180. Before we get into the full breakdown, I just want to say that Puma has done it again. They are killing it on the running game, and the MagMax is no exception to that. Looking at the outsole, we've got a really nice thick layer of Puma grip. This shoe is built to put in the miles. So we've got a lot of Puma grip on the bottom to create a very durable shoe. I think that the pattern on this shoe is slightly less aggressive than the Deviate Nitro 3. So while I still feel very comfortable moving on and off multiple surfaces, I think that they also acknowledge the fact that with this amount of stack height, this is going to be mostly a road shoe. So we have a really fantastic grip in every weather condition that I've been able to run in down here in the Houston metro. We get a lot of rain and a lot of moisture, and running on cement, which I feel is generally very slick in wet conditions, I've never really had a sensation that I'm losing my step or that my feet are slipping out from under me when wearing the MagMax. We have a really thick layer of nitrogen infused PEBA material. So it's still labeled as nitro foam, but this is their top tier nitro foam. So we've got a really resilient, really bouncy midsole here, and just a whole lot of it. So this is definitely gonna live in that max cushion realm. The shape of the midsole and of the shoe provides a lot of stability as you move through the stride. So even though we're in this kind of max, or even what some people would consider like a super max cushion level of stack height here and a midsole material, the shoe itself is still quite stable as you run, walk, use it for whatever you want to use it for. I put a lot of miles in the shoe during testing, and you can see that there is a fair amount of exposed midsole material here on the bottom of the shoe. In spite of the number of miles that I've put in on the MagMax, there's hardly any sign of wear and tear to that midsole material. This combination of nitro foam is just incredibly durable. So I think that when we're looking at max cushion shoes, there's potential for some of those shoes to kind of wear down and for that max cushion feel to dissipate over time. I put quite a few miles on the MagMax to date, and it still feels as well structured and as cushioned today as it did on day one when I started testing. When we move into the upper, there's a fair amount of material here. It's a very soft upper, lots of cushion around the heel collar and in the tongue. This shoe is not meant to be a race day shoe. It's built to really be a workhorse and to put in a lot of miles with. So everything about this upper screams that it's made for comfort. It's made for those long runs and those recovery run days where, you know, we just want to feel good while we're moving, and we want to be able to do it for a long period of time. My one big issue with Puma is that across the board, they're a little inconsistent with fit. From what I've seen and what I've tried on in different colors, the MagMax is pretty consistent about running true to size. So I don't think you really have to worry about sizing up or sizing down. You can go to your normal size and kind of order blindly if you need to order it, and feel comfortable knowing that the shoe is gonna fit appropriately. All right, runners and walkers. This shoe is built to do a little bit of everything. I love using it for my long runs and for my recovery runs because of the amount of midsole material and the amount of cush that's available to me when I wear this shoe. But don't be deceived. It can still pick up the paces and move easily into your tempo sessions and still perform well at that level as well. When we look at this shoe from the top, you can see that there's a nice hourglass figure to the shoe. And what I feel personally is that this lends a fair amount of stability to the shoe. So I feel comfortable using the MagMax in a variety of circumstances, from road to gravel, and it moves well across the board. Again, I don't think that this is necessarily going to be a shoe that I'm going to recommend for cross-country running, but if you're putting in a lot of miles and a lot of those miles are on the roads, I think the MagMax is a really fantastic option to look at. If you have some mild pronation issues, but you don't necessarily need a stability shoe, the shoe has a lot of cushion, and again, that shape is going to provide some added stability for the user. So I think it really can be used by a very wide range of runners. While I understand that for many of us, we are limited by budgetary restrictions to only having one shoe at a time, if your budget allows it, I really like pairing this shoe with a shoe from the Deviate series. I like to use this for easy runs and long runs, even long runs with some tempo sessions mixed in, and then using the either the Deviate Nitro 3 or the Deviate Elite 3 for speed days and race days. So you know, when you're really hitting those harder intervals, you want something that's going to give a little more pop and a little more response from the ground. That's when I really like pairing these two shoes and going towards the Deviate series for that. When it comes to the gym, I don't think this is an ideal shoe to use in the gym, but I think that it is still a very functional shoe. If your primary focus is getting into the gym to lift with some running on the side, then the Deviate might be a better option. If you're a runner who's just heading to the gym for auxiliary work, I have no issue with this shoe for that. It just kind of depends on what your focus is going to be. I think that the stack height, if your cardio is not running, could be slightly problematic for getting locked into some of the, like a rower or a stationary bike. For daily wear, comfort is king for me, and I think that this shoe is incredibly comfortable. It feels phenomenal underfoot. If you're a shift worker, the structure and the support underneath is really top notch, and I think that it's going to feel really good for those long shifts on your feet. The only potential limitation is color choices. It's the first version of the shoe. It's kind of an experiment for Puma, so I understand why it's not as massively produced as I would like. We'll definitely be seeing more and more MagMaxes on the market. I'm excited to see MagMax 2, 3, 4, 5. I just want them all. Give them all to me. If you have any questions, drop those in the comments section below. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content and other people can find the channel more easily. In the meantime, stay safe, keep moving forward, and we'll see you out there.